It's been an incredible year for the participation team. We have continued to support and coordinate over 400 traditional volunteering roles across heritage and libraries, and have also pioneered new community-led projects with local people at the forefront of design and delivery. Our aim in the participation team is to support the people of Leicestershire to get involved in heritage and libraries in ways that work for them. Enjoy watching how local people have chosen to explore, connect and share and make a real difference across our county. Our volunteers give their time, skills and energy to help support and enhance our library services, our heritage sites, our archives and our collections. What they do is truly amazing and they really do make a difference to the people in Leicestershire.
I've been working for the housebound library service for 32 years now. It's run by Leicestershire County Council and the library I work out of is Wigston Library. I get an idea from the people that I visit of the type of books that they like, and so I come along to the library and get a group of books together for them, and the arrangement is that they ring me when they're ready for some more books and I take them out to them in their own homes. I love visiting their homes because you get a better idea of the sort of people that they are, and the longer that you deliver books to people, the more they trust you to bring the books that they would like. The library service here is very helpful in helping me to choose books. Mostly as people get older they need large print books because it's a lot easier for them to read. I've always loved reading myself, and it's a joy and a privilege to be able to carry on this service to people who can no longer come from their own homes into our library.
At Mountain Carnegie Museum, we greatly appreciate the work our volunteers do. Without them, a lot of our projects wouldn't come to completion. They're fantastic. Not only do they bring a wealth of experience and knowledge, but boundless enthusiasm.
I'm Joe. I'm a research volunteer at the Carnegie Museum. I first started with the museum about 5 years ago. The first project we started was the digitisation of the Royal Army Veterinary Corps. This was a large project involving maybe 6 or 7 people over 3 years, and just recently we've been doing personalities, local personalities from the past and the present, doing research on them. What I get out of being a volunteer is, well, I really enjoy it. Else I wouldn't be here. I would really recommend volunteering, because you meet new friends, for instance, and if you're both interested in history or archaeology or in that area, you gain a lot of knowledge from it.
Our very own Project Digby continues the team's national award-winning status. We are really proud that we recently won the prestigious Regional Marsh Trust Awards at the British Museum. This autism-friendly volunteering project took place at the 1620s House and Gardens. The efforts, commitment and passion of the young people involved really helped us as a service to learn how to become more inclusive and accessible.
I am a volunteer at Project Digby. I decided to do this pretty much just because I wanted to be a member of the community and help out and bring their house basically alive. Well, I've pretty much made this quiz because we wanted the objects and everything in the house, like the markings on the wall to the windows, everything, every little detail of it, to be pretty much put into one little quiz for all the information just to be on one bit of paper and to show everyone else, basically.
I'm delighted to be here today to just support and say how grateful we are to all the volunteers in this service, to say what a wonderful job they do. We wouldn't do half the things we do today without the volunteer service, and we pay tribute to them in the way that they have made this place such a wonderful place to visit.
Cheers for the volunteers! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah!
We are really excited to have launched Community Curators. This is where we invite communities to shape and deliver activities based on their passions, interests and connections. The 8-month Stitched in Traditions project, led by the Anna Mangle Ladies Group in partnership with Loughborough University, is an amazing example of community curators. The ladies chose to use fashion, textiles and objects to trigger memories of the partition of India, identity and their sense of belonging in Loughborough.
So the work that they're producing today, we're hoping that we can use some of it, or some of the ideas from it, from a project we're working at Charnwood Museum with, where the ladies will be co-curating a display case, and the themes and the stories will come from their own heritage and culture, and we're very much working as equal partners. So the idea of the co-creation is that we empower the women here to learn new skills about creating and co-creating, to work together as equals.
My job is to make our museum collections accessible to the people of Leicestershire. And one of the ways that working with the participation team is helping us to do that is that we can access groups that maybe wouldn't naturally come to us, wouldn't use our museums, wouldn't think of coming to visit us at our collection centre. So we've been working together, we've had several workshops where we've been thinking about how to tell stories using objects, what sort of objects are meaningful to the group and why. So it's really been a team effort, and I think the ladies should be really proud of the display they're putting on today, because it is beautiful. It's brought a real burst of colour and vibrancy to the museum, and it's them telling their story in their own way.
Yeah, we were very pleased that museum team were helping us in every step, and we learned from them, and even they learned from us. And it's good people of Leicestershire, as well as especially from Loughborough, to know the Hindu culture and our tradition.
Do You See What I See? Do You See What I See is another really exciting new project. Through Bespoke workshops, local people have been exploring what heritage means to them and communicating their own interpretations of objects and exhibitions based on their personal memories and connections. This project is connecting people to heritage and communities to each other. We are working towards an exhibition to showcase people's experiences, opinions and values. Local people involved have also been choosing an object to be featured in the People's Gallery online museum, with the aim of further understanding each other better and respecting each other more.
For the People's Gallery, I've chosen my sausage collection from the 90s, because I've had them since I was a tiny baby, and I hope to give it to the next generation.
The object that stood out to me today is this, and the sword. It reminds me of survival, how to survive back in them days. To this day, how important it is having certain objects that we need to survive. And yeah, this intrigues me, it really does.
The object that attracted my attention is this dinosaur, because I spent so many years with it in my life. I used to drive by it in school and that. It was one of the only kind of dinosaurs that was ever found, so there's not that much information. I taught my daughters, I brought them in to look at it, so it reminds me of memories and that, of having a childhood and all that kind of thing.
The Ladybird event was part of the National Being Human Festival and took place at Charnwood Museum. We led a campaign to capture local people's valuable stories and connections to the Ladybird books, which otherwise might have been forgotten. These recordings will provide a valuable addition to both Charnwood and the Record Office's Ladybird archives.
Parents' evening one night, very chatty to a lovely set of parents whose daughter I'd been teaching, who was getting on really well, and the conversation strayed a little bit from how their daughter was getting on to how I was and what my interests were and such like. And the end of the conversation was that, I think it was one of the editors from Ladybird said, "Would you like to write a cookery book for young children?" I took an intake of breath and then said, "Yes please," and it carried on from there. Cooking with Mother as such was probably not the most PC of titles that they could have chosen, certainly not now, but that's what we went with. When we first started with the books, I don't think we were perhaps as aware as we are these days of how inclusive preparing food ought to be. Boys in school tended to do woodwork whilst the girls did the cookery lessons, but it has changed, and it did begin to change. Certainly the first books that I did, there was more input with sort of girls doing things, but as we went through the different series that we did have boys actually in the studio having photographs taken of them preparing the food, and it carried on all the way through.
That's the folding machines.
that is the art room.
Today has been all about sharing what we've got, our archives, our collection and our knowledge, some of the work that we've already got that we've done from past projects. It's also been about hearing what local people have got to say and how they've come in to see us, they've shared their memories and also their own personal archives with us, and that's made today really, really special.
A big thank you to each and every person who has helped make all of these amazing achievements possible. We look forward to continuing to work with you, as well as launching new projects, including our first ever Youth Heritage Festival, an exciting oral history project and much more. Through our work, we shall continue to make heritage and culture more accessible and relevant to all communities across Leicestershire.